All right, guys, these are your channeled messages for May 4th through the 11th. But the messages are timeless. Whenever you find them, you're meant to find them. Take what resonates and leave what doesn't. Let's get it. So the first card that we have out is Forgive. This is a heavy-hitting theme, it seems. Don't look at my nails. I'm getting them done tomorrow. Don't judge me. I've been busy, okay? Anyways, forgive yourself and others. Forgiveness is freeing. You for letting yourself down, others for what they've done to you. When we forgive, we can begin to heal. I'm so sorry, I'm hungry. Second card out, let love in. Allow yourself to be loved. Open your heart, release past pain and heartbreak, and be open to receiving love. We can focus. Are we focusing here? There we go. There we go. There we go. Look at the details. And don't forget, if you want to purchase this V Squad Oracle deck, your girl, we got it. And then last card is you're not crazy, you know. Trust yourself, trust your intuition. Don't question yourself and don't second guess. Okay. So right off the bat, it feels like we've got a heavy theme this month over love and forgiveness. And I have a podcast that's coming out this Tuesday on, it's literally called Forgiveness, the Key to Forgiveness or something. I forgot what I titled it, but it's something about forgiveness. Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I guess it's the 5th. The 5th or the 6th is Tuesday, May 6th or 5th. I don't know. I'm not looking at the calendar obviously right now, but and I there it feels like you need to watch that one when it comes out because it feels heavily related to whatever the messages are about to be from this channeled message right here. There is something from your past. Ooh, okay, so split off. A couple of different split offs here, but we're gonna go with this first one. I'll come back to these other two threads of energies that split off here as well later. But the first one, there's something from your past, like before you got to the version of self that you're at right now, that you're still beating yourself up over, or that you're still feeling some kind of way over, that you're still feeling regretful over, like past mistakes, or just something from your past that's like still gnawing away at you over just you doing what you had to do to survive, or it feels like a way that you lived or had been living. I don't know. It feels, all I can do is go off of the energy of whatever this is. I'm not a person that delves into the past. You know, I'm a future reader. Like I feel I'm good with energy in general, but I try my best not to dabble in past because as far as I'm concerned, it's gone. The only thing that you're holding on to is the energy and the trauma of something that happened from some in this lifetime. But as far as we're concerned right now, as an energy perspective, as a higher being perspective, the past doesn't exist any longer. But this energy that I'm trying to tap into as much as I can feels like that of you experienced something like really dark in your past. You went through something really, some trauma, some abuse, it's like you things that you weren't proud of from your past. And who hasn't? Like, let's just pause here, right? Because who among us in our growth process? I just feel like this is something that needs to be said because so many people get to a certain point in their growth and their healing, or like, let's say you were just a normal, regular person, and then somehow you became an overnight celebrity. But like the things, or not even somehow, let me take it a step further back because it feels like this is applicable. The example that I'm about to give is like God, source, universe giving me this because it's relatable to the energy that I'm talking about. So it's like this energy did whatever it had to do to become like an overnight celebrity. But you're not proud of the things that you had to do to get that success, to get that fame, to get that status, to get that money, to get that promotion, to get that job, to get that recognition, to get that whatever the case may be. Here is like this. This is the energy of this that I'm, and I have no desire, really, honestly, to go any further than that. If I wanted to, I could, but I don't. I'm not trying to, it is what it is. But for the sake of this reading, I'm just trying to keep it a buck hundred with what this energy is, so that we can deal with it effectively, right? And it's is this as an example, that this was like a normal person who was in like a dark time, or was his kind of like back was against the wall, and you got two options, but like neither option is really a great option, right? But you did what you had to do, to try to choose whatever route you thought was going to be the route of like the least resistance, or the one that was going to get you the most bang for your buck. Because like, I don't know, this isn't applicable for everybody, and I think you should just don't make the shoe fit if it doesn't, right? I don't know whose energy this is, but I'm just here doing, I just showed up. So but it's it right. It's like I don't know. It's like you did the whatever it is that you had to do to get to the point of where you're at right now. But then it's like once you got to this point where you're at right now, it's like trying to like sponge away and erase all the things that you did prior to get to this point, like the not so great things, or the not so great choices, or the not so great versions of yourself. It's like you're not proud of those versions and those things. That like, I get it, those aren't some things that you want to like stand on the mountaintop and shout about, but shit, like, don't try to like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it is what it is, but you need to like forgive yourself, whoever this is. You need to like forgive yourself for the things that you did, and take accountability and acknowledgement for those things. Because again, at the end of the day, we all make decisions based upon the act of survival. We're just out here trying to survive, every single one of us. It's like that eat or be eaten, survival of the fittest mechanism. And it doesn't help that we're coming out of the toxic masculine led world, where everything was like pushed upon us on what the form of success looks like, and how you have to obtain success, and what it means to be successful. And it was just, like I said, very toxic masculinity led agenda that was pushed upon the people of Earth for a really long time. And it feels like this is just an energy that was a part of this. It was a part of the old system, that was a part of the old agenda, that was a part of the old way of doing things. And it's now kind of taking a toll on the mental. It feels like it's taking a toll on your mental aspect, your mental capacity, your mental wellness. Because now it feels like you're approaching a judgment day point, a pivotal point, where God source universe is bringing in a lot of these people who are up in line for the redemption line, up for being accepted and or denied into the redemption line. And if you know, you know. And it feels like those who are up are who are eligible for consideration for redemption line are now like being faced with the, like I said, the aforementioned, the things that they've done. And you have to accept and acknowledge the things that you did, take accountability for it. But then, like, also, like I said, first step, acknowledgement and accountability. And second step is forgiving yourself. Like, forgive yourself for the decisions that you made, but also keep in mind that, look, man, I did it because, I was just trying to survive. Like, I did the best that I could with what I had, with what knowledge that I thought was the best. I made the best move that I thought I could make at the time with where I was at in my growth and development. And that's what it is. Like, keep it there. You can't keep beating the dead horse, and the dead horse being shit that you decided to do from the past, and an existence that no longer exists any longer. And it's because it's not only is it holding you back from the potential things that you can be doing, your highest potential, but it's also like weighing you down energetically. And when that is happening, like, it's really difficult for any of your manifest. I said this in a previous oracle reading, but like, it's like there's a block around you on the really good things that like want to come in for you, because like harboring, still feeling, it just feels guilty and regretful, like guilty and regretful energy over, like I said, how you got to this point with your physical success or your life, or it just feels like your physical success. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to, like, again, no judgment zone here. I'm just here to give the messages. Don't shoot the messenger. But it's really kind of effing you here, where you're holding on to these past mistakes, the things you did in your past and how they affected your life. While it feels like it, in one hand, it enhanced your life and brought you the material gain, success, recognition, and things that you wanted, right? From that aspect, but like on the other, completely other side of this aspect, it's left you barren and full of, I don't know, I don't know what this is, void space and like despair and sadness and regret and guilt. It just feels like a black hole in the chest, like it's like a chest grinching. You can't, like, it just feels like a chest grinching, I don't know, grasp your chest type of feeling here in the heart chakra space. It, yeah, sorry, they're pulling me to the heart here. There's some serious heart chakra healing that needs to be done, because it feels like you've got your heart chakra is locked off, is closed up, locked up, very much locked up, and you have to do this healing of this of the forgiveness and healing of the self in order to unblock your heart chakra and be able to remove this block that's around you energetically and spiritually, so that your good things can come in, that your yeah, it kind of feels like you've put yourself in like the time out corner, like the no corner, and then like outwardly perceivingly, like you're thinking that it's God source universe doing it as punishment for the decisions that you've made. But it's literally just that it's like your energy's effing it up. It's your energy of, like I said, feeling the regret and the guilt and the shame or the whatever this is. It's like on the densest of energies that you can be is right next to fear. And when you're in that energy, like it's a whole like Fort Knox barrier between you and manifestation zone, because your energy is so dense, like on like the, I don't know what this is. It's like a chart, like an energy chart, right? So like if up here is like the turquoise and the sapphires and the lavenders and the magentas, and the things up here, but like down here is like red, like deep red, and like you're like that, like down here in the deep red of energy with this feeling. And like I said, going back to this, it feels like you're approaching this. You have been in eligibility for the redemption line. And as such, anybody that is eligible for redemption line has to go through the moment of sitting in solitude and kind of being in the aforementioned kind of timeout corner to reflect on the things, the choices and decisions that were made that got you to this point. And then being trying to, it's like God source universe wants to see if you're going to take accountability, and if you're willing to work through this enough, put in the work. The question was if you had to start over, would you do it, and would you do it the right way? And I think that's a question that whoever this is for, you need to be able to answer that within yourself. Yeah, is just what it feels like. It feels like you're coming up on a time of needing to have some hard hitting questions within the self over, do you know why you did what you did? And if faced with that same choice, would you have done things differently? And if so, what were the things that you would do differently? I'm in the process of making a template of exactly this. I made some of the same questions. It's like a soul redemption thing, and kind of the same questions were on this. It's really interesting. But it feels like your ticket to freedom is not only how you answer those questions, but it's if you will have the ability to forgive yourself and others. And this is me segueing into the other part of the split off energy. Forgive yourself and others for the way that you treated yourself, the decisions that you made against yourself, and the way that you allowed others to treat you. And I've said this before, and that one is always the hardest one. But your heart chakra being blocked is going to be your biggest ticket to this freedom. And it feels like that weight and responsibility. Your freedom lies on you solely, on whether or not you're going to be able to forgive yourself and others, because it feels like there were. And anyways, segueing into the second part of this, it feels like there's some people that have like done you dirty, and while you were in, like I said, this like lesser version of yourself, and it feels like you're still harboring a lot of resentment against them. I understand it. I was faced with a person who I had an immense amount of sour taste in the mouth for recently. And, I literally had to come for face to face with them recently. And I was faced with the option. They didn't recognize me, but I recognized them. And I was faced with the option of like, I could just walk past them and never say anything to them, or I can confront this right here, right now, and choose to forgive them and take my power and energy back. And I chose the latter. I chose to forgive. I chose to have a conversation with them. I chose to let bygones be bygones. But understand something. Like I forgave them, but I forgave them for me. It's my little jingle is forgive them for they know not what they do. Forgive them not for them, but for you. And it literally was that. It wasn't for them at all. It was for me because I wanted like give me my energy back. Like repossessing my energy, my time, my emotions, my soul particles and fragments from these people, where I had left them because I wasn't in my power enough to stand up for myself, and they had taken from me like leeches. They had taken some valuable parts of my essence, my energy, my innocence, my life. And so, that powerful moment of seeing them face to face and being like, my heart was racing, and it was like a really nerve-wracking moment for me. But like I said, I felt like I was like, I don't know if this moment is ever going to come again. And I didn't want to still have that feeling lingering within me of like you did this to me. And so I chose to face it and confront them and talk to them and deal with it. It feels like there's some people from your past, person from your past, or people from your past that you also need to forgive and kind of do the same thing that I just mentioned, uh, because they've still got parts of you from whatever this is. Again, I'm not gonna like dive too deep on it, but you know who it is and you know what they did, and I'm sorry, but at some point we have to stop being the victim. Even if we were a victim of any kind of trauma or abuse from anybody, we have to stop playing the victim and take back our power and be like, no, that's mine, and because it's a really cathartic and empowering moment when we realize how much we have grown enough, how strong we are, and how capable we are when we are able to step into that role and forgive others for the things that they've done, as difficult as it is going to be. And I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you; it's gonna be hard. You're gonna want to smack them, punch the shit out of them at any point in moment, like on sight. There's gonna be a part of you that's gonna want to start swinging. No lies. I'm gonna keep it a buck hundred with you guys always, but this is something that's really affecting you here, because it feels like they did a number on you. And again, my condolences and literally all my heart and soul and compassion goes to you on this. But they've had enough of a hold on you. Whoever this is, they have had enough of a hold on you, of your energy, of your heart space, of your mind space. You now to take your power back, take your sovereignty back, step back into your body and in your divine authority and sovereignty position, and reclaim those parts of yourself that they took. So and it also feels like this. It's like, what's funny is I kept grabbing my chest, and then in the card, here he is with his hand on his chest, and he can, it's the feeling, it's like I said, it's here. Like they got your heart chakra on lock, and it's made you incredibly cold and frigid, and it's like there's this I think it's a Mario song or Omarion. It's called Icebox. It's a song. Girl, I got this icebox where my heart used to be. Got this icebox where my heart used to be. Is this like this song? Look it up. Because that's kind of what it's like. I keep doing this because it just feels like it's like you care, but it's really hard to tell because there's someone has done a number on you, or someone's people, and it feels like it's made you kind of, like I said, frigid on the outside. Like you've kind of turned off the feminine energy. Is just very, I don't know, it's very masculine. It just feels like the biggest energy here is that you have to confront this, and God Source Universe is not going to let you go any further until you deal with whatever this is that's got you in a chokehold here, that's got your heart knotted up, that's got your mind fragmented, because there's something going on here is heavy and is weighing you down. And like I said, it's, as I mentioned in this other oracle reading in the past, there's a block on anything else going for. It's like you're in like a stagnant zone here, and the only way to move forward is the aforementioned things that I've said. You've got to forgive yourself, you've got to forgive others, and you've got to work on the heart space, the heart chakra. You've got to get back into that feminine energy. You've got to allow yourself to be softer, like do some dancing, engage with nature, go outside, put your toes in the grass, listen to the birds, listening to birds is an incredible way to connect with the divine feminine. Again, I don't care what physical body you're in. Like this is something that's relevant to in the physical masculine, in the physical feminine. This is a person whose feminine energy is like essentially non-existent, and it's really holding you back and messing you up at this point. You're stagnant. You're just stagnant, and so it doesn't matter what it is that you try to do. You could, it's like the locomotive trying to go forward but like making no progress. You have to deal with this and allow yourself to feel your feelings, because it feels like that's something that you're trying to not do. Like you're trying to not cry, you're trying to hold up the strong persona, you're trying to keep things together for everybody and everything else, and it's this ain't it. So yeah, and the card that's at the bottom of the deck is nah, fam, just nah. Hard pass, do not proceed, hell nah. Like for me, it like I said, it feels like this just ain't it. This is not it. And that's also what God Source Universe is kind of saying to you right now. Like denied, because there's this work that needs to be done. So until you're able to do these things, do this work, and get a handle on the aforementioned, you're going to hit up against the resistance. You're going to stay in this like stuck stagnant energy or zone. And yeah, and that's what it feels like. But try your best to allow these things to take place, allow this process, allow yourself to feel your feelings, allow yourself to go through this as best as you can, because that's when you'll be able to move forward, and that's when things will be able to start up for you. And you'll feel a lot freer, you'll feel a lot happier, you'll feel a lot lighter, and you'll see a huge difference in your life. I know as soon as I confronted that person and I handled it the way that I handled it, literally like the days after, I was like, life seems pretty what is this? You know, like it feels like my life feels so much lighter and different. I feel a lot more whole because again, I took back my soul fragments and energy and lost parts of myself that this person had held hostage from me, that was essentially stealing from me. And yeah, so it's a really cathartic thing, but boy is it difficult to do because immediately on site, I'm not gonna lie to y'all, immediately as soon as I saw them, I was like, ugh, you know, and I wanted to be like, yeah, a swift uppercut, you know. So like I said, I'm gonna always keep it a buck under with you guys and let you know what it is on the real, on the anyways, that's what I got for you guys. I hope this was helpful. Don't forget you can apply to work one-on-one with me and all the things. And until next time, squad.